If you want to get all the topspin you've ever dreamed of on your forehand, you must get your grip correct. So before we even start with anything else, you have to make sure you're holding the racket correctly. And so first of all, you have to be aware of the different grips. Now, many of you out there that are more conventional might even hold more of a continental or even an Eastern forehand grip. So on the continental, that's considered the volley grip. If you want to get topspin with a continental, I wish you luck. It's going to be very difficult. Now, if you start to move it towards the forehand a little bit more, now we're moving towards an Eastern, which is closer to what Roger Federer uses, and he clearly hits enough topspin on his forehand, so you certainly can do it as well. Then, of course, if you move the racket even more, you're going to be in that semi-Western area. And this is my grip. This is the grip that most modern players have, and the grip that will allow you to get that easy topspin. A lot of times I like to talk about how your grip actually will determine how much topspin you're able to hit. It will determine your swing path. We're going to get into that a little bit more in another lesson. But what I want you to realize is that if you have this semi-Western grip, then when you do take the racket back, it will allow the racket face to drop more in this area here. And that will allow you to get the topspin that you're looking for. So when you have the semi-Western, remember the racket face can close more back here. If you have more of an Eastern grip, you can see how the racket face is not closing down as much. So it's going to be a little more difficult for you to get a lot of topspin. So just keep that in mind. And then of course, if you move the racket even further underneath, then you're in the Western world, which I don't like at all. You'll get plenty of topspin this way, but you might also hurt your arm, and it will limit your ability to really flatten out your forehand. So semi-Western is a nice place to be. Now, one thing that I want to point out is how you hold the racket. And this is a common thing that not many people point out, but this index finger or trigger finger is spread. And a lot of players are too close together with their hand when they swing. And this creates a lot of tension and reduces feel. So if I were to hold the racket like this, and I'm going to go ahead and actually hit a couple of forehands so you can see. So I've got my fingers really close together here, and I'm going to swing on the forehand. So there was topspin on that forehand. I'm going to do it again. Okay, I'm able to create topspin, but I don't get a lot of topspin, and I don't have a lot of relaxation. I feel a lot of tension in my hand. So if you can start to angle the hand more, so before the knuckles are parallel to the grip or in line, now I've angled the hand so the knuckles are facing this direction instead of this direction, and then I've got this index finger spread. Now I can start to free up my hand and my wrist to swing naturally. So now my hand is super relaxed with this index finger spread. Now, one other thing I want to point out is I've got the heel of the hand off of the racket. So when you do that, that also allows you to have a more relaxed arm. If I were to choke up a lot, then I can't really let the racket do the talking. So you want to make sure that you have the heel of the hand off the racket. You can see the pinky is still on the racket and the index finger spread with that semi-Western. And that just allows the hand and the racket to go. So the setup is so important. How you hold the racket, the grip that you have, this allows you to have better technique and to get more topspin.